Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Before we get to today's deck, I just want to mention that Wilds of Eldraine spoilers have started dropping, and we've been covering them on this channel via shorts. So if you'd like to, check out our spoiler season shorts feed. I'm going to link that above to keep up to date on all the Wilds of Eldraine spoilers that have been dropping. Also, big shout out to my patrons over at patreon.com/quarantinedcapricorn. That's Yuck Fuzi, Noah Vincent, Bob Steele, and Brittany at the Brew Crew Elite tier. Of course, Isaac at the Pity Patron tier. And Terrence Rohrbach, our forever CPU savior. Thank you guys so much for your contributions. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep this channel going the way that I have. So I appreciate it greatly. Also, we have passed 2K subscribers, so the channel memberships and the merch store are on the way. Keep an eye out for that. Those will drop out of nowhere at some point soon. But with all that out of the way, let's check out the deck. This deck is called Light of Fate. And the idea is we're trying to take Bant auras to the next level. Using a card called Brine Comber that I was sort of brewing around when it first came out back during Innistrad, and then sort of left on the back burner. But ever since then, we got cards like Light-Paws, and the newest edition, Calix, and honestly, the synergy that we can get in an auras-based Bant deck is kind of gnarly. So we try to bring that synergy over the top in this deck, and we get a ton of wins. And honestly, I think we got like 10 wins and just 2 or 3 losses, and it was pretty insane. So before we check out the deck in detail, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, because it does help the channel grow, and I appreciate it greatly. And of course, catch us over on Twitch. Live Monday through Friday. That's twitch.tv/quarantinedcapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. Let's check out the deck. Alright, so the idea of this deck is to just abuse auras as much as possible within the colors of Bant, and to really try and just push it overboard and get as much value out of some of these synergies as we can. So first off, I want to talk about the newest card that really makes this deck sing more than it ever has, and that's Calix, Guided by Fate. This came out in March of the Machine, the Aftermath, 2/2 legendary enchantment creature human druid for 3 in the colors of Selesnya. Has constellations, so whenever an enchantment comes into play, or whenever Calix comes into play, you get to put a counter on something, and then whenever Calix or something that's enchanted with an aura deals damage to the opponent, you get to copy any non-legendary enchantment you control, which that's the part that we're trying to abuse the most. The counters are going to be nuts because we have tons of enchantments in this deck, but really it's getting to copy enchantments with Calix or with other creatures that are enchanted that really puts it overboard. And that brings us to Brine Comber. Brine Comber is another payoff for auras that came out a long time ago. One of the oldest sets in Standard right now. In fact, it was supposed to be rotating in September, but now is no longer because Standard went to 3 years instead of 2. But Brine Comber is a really cool creature that comes into play as a spirit, makes another spirit token immediately. Both of those things work with a lot of our enchantment payoffs that I'll get to later on. But also when it dies, we can disturb it and play it for just 2 mana, bring it back as an aura, enchant one of our creatures, and then our creature gets that ability that whenever it's targeted by an aura, it's going to make another 1/1 spirit. And in fact, the Brine Comber itself, when it's in play, whenever it's targeted by an aura, it's going to make a 1/1 spirit. So in a deck that's using a ton of auras to get aura synergy, but also has a bunch of spirit synergies, this is like the perfect glue to really bring it together, and I feel like most people have forgotten this card even exists. Now also, we're going to talk about Light-Paws, Emperor's Voice, which is another crux of the deck. So this is the 2-mana 2/2, and whenever you play an aura while Light-Paws is in play, you get to search your deck for another aura that costs the same amount or less, that has a different name from any aura, and then put it onto the field, enchanting Light-Paws. What's important to note here is you can only search for things that you want to be on Light-Paws, but you can trigger Light-Paws with auras that are removal for your opponent's creatures, and the best choice for that is Ossification. So we're trying to run a suite of basic lands here to complement the Ossification, so that whenever we play an Ossification as removal, enchant one of our basic lands, exile one of their creatures, it will also trigger Light-Paws if Light-Paws is in play, and we'll get to search for another aura and put it on Light-Paws, which can be absolutely nuts. And of course, being an enchantment itself, Ossification is also going to trigger things like Calix and all sorts of shenanigans in the deck. Let's start at the bottom of the curve here. We've got 4 Lantern Bearers. Because it's a spirit, it's going to fuel some of our spirit synergies, which we'll get to a little bit later, like I said. But also, just being able to get a creature out on one that we can then put our auras onto is important. But finding a balance between how many creatures do we have to put auras on and how many auras do we have in the deck in order to enable it is sometimes tricky. So the fact that Lantern Bearer can come out early and be a creature to stack auras on, but also come back later as an aura itself to give another creature flying and to enable all of our aura synergies, it kind of 2-for-1s there and fills 2 slots in the deck. So I think it's important to have something like this in the deck so that we don't have to worry about having enough creatures and enough auras. We've got certain cards in the deck that are filling both slots, and it's really helping to maximize all of the synergies. And then we've also got a bunch of 1-drop auras that we can search out with Light-Paws whenever we play a 1 or 2-drop aura. We've got 2 Audacity, because that's probably the best of them, and we don't mind having a second one at some point in time. But it is worth noting that you have to find an aura with a different name than an aura you already control when you search with Light-Paws. That's why it's important to have a lot of one-ofs. As far as the Ossifications, we're never going to search up the Ossifications because they have to be put on Light-Paws, whatever we search up. But we want to use Ossifications to hardcast to trigger the Light-Paws, so a full playset of those is perfect. But we're going to run just the 2 Audacities here because we can't search it up if we've already got one. And then we've got 1 combat research to search up, which is really good in this deck because we do have a fair amount of legendary creatures to get the extra +1/+1 in Ward 1. But also it's just something we can search up for free, slap on the Light-Paws, and be able to swing and draw an extra card and get some card advantage, which can be pretty gnarly. We've got 1 Raffine's Guidance, because whatever we enchant with it, if it dies, we can just keep bringing back the Raffine's Guidance from the graveyard over and over again, and keep getting all of our enchantment synergies, keep triggering all of our aura synergies, and just get a ton of value off just the 1 Raffine's Guidance coming back more and more and more. We've also got 1 Radiant Grace, because being able to give like one of our really big creatures Vigilance, as well as the +1 attack, which isn't nothing, can be kind of cool in the right situation, especially if it's a big lifelinker or a flyer, so that it makes it hard for them to crack back at us, but we can swing in every turn and eventually get there for the win. But what's also important about this card is if they kill the creature that it's on, it comes back as Radiant Restraints, which makes it really hard for our opponent to block effectively in subsequent turns, because all of their creatures will be coming into the battlefield tapped, and it's almost like, as far as blocking's concerned on their end, it's almost like they're a whole turn behind every turn. So if we're just trying to finish out a game, that Radiant Restraints can matter. Also, getting to put an enchantment onto the field for free can sometimes matter as well, because we have a lot of enchantment synergies in this deck. So just one of those to search up is also a pretty good option. Moving on to our 2-drop slots, we've got the 4 Ossifications, which I've already talked about. We've got 4 Spirited Companions, because it triggers all of our enchantment stuff. It draws us cards. It's a creature to put our auras on. It kind of does everything we want to do. We've obviously got 4 Jukai Naturalist, because this is going to let us play all of our auras and our other enchantments for a lot cheaper, as well as being a body with lifelink that we can stack auras on and get life back when we're swinging, and that can help win a race pretty easily. We've also got 1 Dorothea. This is a card that I'd like to have more of in the deck, but it's really hard to find room for everything, and we have to be really careful about fulfilling certain quotas. We need to have enough auras, we need to have enough creatures, we need to have enough auras of certain costs to search out with Light-Paws. There are so many little sections of criteria that need to be fulfilled in this deck with just enough cards to make sure all of the synergies are online at all times. So it's really hard to fit everything we want in this deck. But I am going to make room for just one Dorothea. It is legendary, so at least one feels pretty good here. Comes down as a 4/4 flyer, which most of the time we're just going to hold up as a blocker to get us to later in the game, to when our combos start to really go off and our synergies are getting maximum effect. Because if we do attack or block with it, we have to sacrifice it. So usually it's best to kind of trade with one of their big creatures, keep them from swinging in with some of their stuff, and kind of just hold off the attack for a while. Although it can contribute to just getting the job done and winning the game by swinging in for 4 as only a 2-drop if we absolutely need it to. But what's important here too is sometimes we want to attack or block with it just to get it in the yard, because when it's in the yard we can disturb it, bring it back as a 3-mana enchantment on a creature that now whenever that creature attacks, it's going to make a 4/4 flying spirit that's swinging in immediately every time it attacks. That extra 4 power is nuts, but also the aura is going to trigger all of our enchantment and aura synergies, and the fact that the token it makes is a spirit is also going to sort of meld with some of the spirit synergies that we're doing that I still haven't gotten to yet, but we're getting there. We've also got one Nurturing Presence as a 2-drop because it's a really good aura to search out if we play an Ossification when we have Light-Paws on the board. We can find a Nurturing Presence, pop it on our Light-Paws. It gets, it makes a 1/1 spirit right away, which again serves all of our synergies. But then it also makes it so that whenever a creature enters the battlefield, this creature gets +1/+1, so that creature can get buffed up pretty big, pretty quickly by all of the spirit shenanigans we're going to be doing. That brings me to my 3-drops. We've got 2 Restoration of Eiganjo, because it's good to help us get to the mana we need. We have 21 lands, 2 Restoration of Eiganjo, and 4 Spirited Companion together sort of make up this 6-card package that helps us dig into the things we need to curve out, the lands we need to curve out, and I think they work really well together. But also Chapter 2 can bring back any 2-drop or less from the yard, and with some of our key cards being 2-drops like Light-Paws itself, the Naturalist, even the Ossifications, like being able to bring them back after our opponent deals with them can be really important. And then on Chapter 3, it flips into an enchantment creature that whenever it attacks or blocks, it's going to make spirit tokens, which is also going to fulfill some of our spirit synergies that we have in the deck. Which brings me finally to Katilda. We're just running 1 copy here alongside 4 Hallowed Haunting, and these are mainly what we're looking at for spirit synergies. So Katilda is a flying lifelink protection from vampires creature for 3 that's going to have power and toughness equal to the number of enchantments and the number of spirits that we have. So all of these spirits we're generating, but also all of the enchantments and auras we're putting into play, all of it stacks up to make Katilda bigger. And Katilda, when she dies, can be disturbed for a 5 and come back as an enchantment that then grants these abilities to any creature we want. So not only do now we have a creature that's getting huge for all of the auras, enchantments, and spirits that are in play, that has flying and lifelink and protection from vampires that can swing in every turn, but it's also an aura itself and will trigger those aura things. So if we have like a Calix out or whatever, and we're swinging with the creature that has the Katilda's Rising Dawn on it, we're going to be able to copy something. A lot of synergy baked in there. The Hallowed Hauntings are 4-drops that are going to make a 1/1 spirit every time we cast an enchantment, which we're constantly doing here, especially when we're bringing things like Lantern Bearer back from the yard with Disturb, stuff like that. There's a lot of ways to just keep triggering the Hallowed Haunting later in the game, and go wide with spirits. But then also, if we have 7 enchantments in play, all of our creatures gain flying and vigilance, and at that point we can just win the game outright. And it's really easy to get to that point without our opponent realizing. Our auras and our enchantments tend to stack up pretty quickly. A lot of times, you know, I thought we were only like at 5 enchantments, but there's an Ossification sitting on the board that it was easy to look over, and then one of our creatures has an aura that I missed, and really we're at 7, and all of a sudden we have those abilities turned on and we're swinging in for the win. And it comes out of nowhere. Feels like a lot quicker than like Selesnya enchantments tend to get that to happen, which is kind of crazy. We've also got one Danitha, New Benalia's Light. This is another legendary creature we have in the deck. It's another thing we can enchant with combat research to get a little bit of extra value. But it's a 2/2 Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink. And the reason we're using it is because once during each of our turns, you can cast an aura or equipment spell from your graveyard. So since it's legendary, we don't want to be stuck with another one in our hand. But if we do ever get this, we can slam it on the field, replay our auras from the graveyard just one every turn, and again, start to capitalize on maximum synergy with all of our crazy aura shenanigans. So that's essentially the deck. We have to run just enough basics to make Ossification work consistently. So we've got 4 Brokers Hideouts that can fetch 1 land of any of the 3 land types that we're using, 5 plains, 1 island, 1 forest. We need to make sure we have enough plains to fetch with Restoration of Eiganjo and Brokers Hideout in conjunction with the 1 island and 1 forest we can fetch with the Brokers Hideout. So I feel like we essentially have 6 fetches here and then 7 basics, which is 1 more than how many fetches we have. So I feel like that's just the right amount, and it kind of gives us 4, 6, 11, 12, 13 different cards that when we play will result in us being able to play an Ossification. And I'm satisfied with those numbers. I think that that's fine. I mean, if we don't have our basics early and we have the Restoration of Eiganjo to get a basic, we will have to wait a little bit longer to play the Ossification. We won't be able to like slam it on 2. But a lot of times we don't want to slam our Ossifications on 2 anyway. They're the only removal we have in the deck, and it's better to use them when we have Light-Paws online or Calix online or whatever the case may be. So that works well, and then the rest of the mana base is just making sure we have all of our colors as quickly and efficiently as possible. So we've got the 4 Spara's Headquarters, 4 Overgrown Farmland, and 2 Seachrome Coast. And the reason that the blue dual land is the one that's the fast land is because sometimes we want to be able to play Lantern Bearer on 1, and that blue mana being untapped on turn 1 is important. So that's how the deck's shaped out. It's a lot, but it's super cool, and I feel like auras and enchantments in general just keep getting so much support every set, and with Wilds of Eldraine about to be upon us, and enchantments being somewhat of a theme in that deck, in that set it seems, I think decks like this are just going to continue to grow and become more powerful. So anyway, I'm going to stop word vomiting here, and let's check out these games because they are crazy. I know, Yuck, I know. But this deck's actually pretty cool. I think you'll like it. We'll keep 7. Start with Spara's Headquarters. Try and get Light-Paws down. Land the Spirited Companion first. Let's see if this will work. Get to search for an aura. I think at this point we'll grab combat research. Board 1 hits, draws us a card. Seems pretty alright. Kills my doggo. Search out an island here, I guess. A lot lot of different possibilities here. I think we definitely want to get down the Naturalist so we can Haunting next turn. So I think we'll just do it like this. Although maybe we should have just swung first to see what we draw. Yeah. But I don't hate having those on the board. Ooh, taking a turn off. I don't know about that. I do not know about that. Guess we'll crack in. Now what's great here is because Ossification's an aura, if we remove one of their creatures with it, it will still trigger Light-Paws, and we'll get to... Alright, we'll keep this. Start with the Hideout. Guess we'll just grab a Plains. We could use a second white source. Alright, we'll go Thicket. I mean, whatever we play is just going to get killed, right? I'm going to Spirit a Companion and bait his removal, and then next turn I'm going to Naturalist Ossification. Go ahead. Do your worst. Waste your Abrade. Fine with that. I'm fine with that. Hit that infantry. Get that out of here. Absolutely. Make a decision. Hello, Dr. Jenkum. I would love to know what you'd like to see in Standard, Yuck. Not gonna attack into your instant speed blowout, good sir. That will not be happening this fine day. Abrade. Day late and $1 short. I'll take 2. Plenty of life. Although I am starting to get flooded out a bit. Really? That was probably a mistake. I think we're almost out of planes in the deck. Yep. Schwang. Now we just race. No blocks. I could double block here, but if he If he double spells, he can kill Light-Paws and do... Well, kill that. No, I guess he wouldn't kill both, right? Still, we have a high enough life total I feel comfortable. So we'll just keep it as is. We'll discard you. We'll bring back something that will draw us a card. Thank you. Guess we'll go you. And you. And we'll swing with our little guys. Absolutely have to hold these guys to block. Whatever he top deck, it shouldn't be enough to kill us. Next turn's a bit of a different story, but... Oh hey, Ossification. We'll find a blue source that doesn't cause us pain. Play the Ossification, put it on another plains. Take action. Do we have anything that gives lifelink? Doesn't look like it. We'll just do that. And I guess we'll just swing for the win. Seems fine to me. What is that sound? Are you making hot water? Hello? You making hot water?
Yeah. I'm so sorry if I'm interrupted.
No, it's fine. I just didn't know what was going on. I thought the blob had come to attack. I'll try to keep this. I will try to keep this. Start with the Brokers Hideout. We'll grab... Do we want blue for Lantern Bearer? Or green to make sure we can play Calix? We have more green in the deck than blue, and we have more turns to cast Calix than Lantern Bearer, so... They get the blue. And of course that was a mistake. We're going to play the Lantern Bearer. I want him to waste some mana on the Sleeper before we Ossification it. Because in a way, that's almost like a time walk for us. Like, I'm fine with taking the 2 damage. Swing first. Mana situation is unfortunate. Hey, there we go. Stuff. Stuff. Like, I kind of want to play Katilda. It would be a 3/3. But I think Brine Comber is better if they've got the removal. We'll just swing in 1. No blocks. Happy to trade with you, friend. Guess we'll start with swinging. We're trading somewhat effectively. Now we have a 5/5. 5/5 with lifelink. So even if he focuses on buffing up the sleeper so that we'd have to trade with it or get eaten by it, we just let it through and then crack back. Okay, Hallowed Haunting's gone. If we get another green off the top, it's going to be a wild turn. Three Death Touch coming in. No thanks. No thank you. Oh, that is some green. What's more important here? Naturalist or Calix? Probably Calix, right? Do something like that, gain a bunch of life. He's got to kill Katilda, but if he does, we bring it back, enchanting the Brine Comber, and we swing with it, and then we get to make a copy because of Calix.
No cost.
Okay, okay.
You will serve me well.
We do have protection from vampires with Katilda, though. We just need to enchant Katilda. How do we enchant Katilda this turn? Don't think we can. I don't think we can. So I guess we just try to win. Does he have removal for Katilda? No, he's got removal for Calix. Doesn't have Death Touch. Let me think. I'm gonna do it like that. So he has to block. Well, he's got lifelink, right? So I guess he doesn't have to. Could block the 1/1 and just gain the 2 life and be at 2.
These wounds will last.
But he's not going to do that. So we're going to enchant the Brine Comber with the Lantern Bearer to make another spirit. Next turn we've got him with Katilda. And if he kills Katilda, we just put it on something else and we still got him. He basically needs 2 pieces of removal. He needs to be able to kill Katilda and then kill the thing that we put the enchantment on afterwards. Or, if he has instant speed, he could wait until we swing and then kill Katilda. Let's get you in the yard, shall we? you got for me, Mono Black? And we gotcha. This looks fine. We'll keep it. Start with the headquarters. I think we start with Spirited Companion. Hopefully draw into our third land. Play Dorothea. We can easily trade with Thalia here. Unless he uses Brutal Cathar on it. That's fine because we have Ossification. Nope. Slams to lose. We could Ossification the Thalia. But I think it's better just do this. No attacks. We want to trade with a good creature because Dorothea is going to die when we block anyway. That's her whole point, is she stops aggro in its tracks, trades with a good creature, and then later on when we're more established, she can come back as an aura. Just gonna get set up more. No attacks. Should be able to do some crazy stuff next turn. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna trade with Toulouse here. And that is fine. That is fine. Oh, gonna use Eiganjo. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we'll start with this. Get a plains. Got 3 mana left. Don't think we Dorothea. I think we Ossification. Hit Toulouse so that he doesn't get anything back. And then Audacity on the Naturalist, so that if he kills it, we draw a card. And we'll swing in the air and gain 4. Pretty good position here. Probably just be able to win next turn, to be honest. Unless he's got removal. Just swinging with everything. don't really care. Just do it like that. Kill the Raffine, gain some life. He effectively sacrificed his Raffine to lightning bolt our head. That's it. Plays a Raven Man. Gets a bird that cannot block. Let's see. Guess we might as well discard the land and put the land into play, huh? Oh, right, we have Dorothea. Nah, I'd rather play Dorothea this turn. Insanity. For lethal. Because Dorothea adds another spirit to the mix as well. A 4/4 spirit that's swinging. Which buffs up all my other spirits. So essentially playing Dorothea's Retribution gives +2/+2 to all of my spirits. And sends a 4/4 at them. Which is a lot. That was an extra 10 damage right there. This is fine. We can play Spirited Companion on True, try to draw into a land. We're also on the draw, so we could potentially draw a blue source or something like that. We'll keep it. Alright, planes go. Plains Companion. Resolute Reinforcements. Okay. One more land and we can play Restoration of Eiganjo and then we're good. We really want a blue or a green land though. Preferably blue at this point. No luck. Well, we'll play another Spirited Companion, see if we can draw into it. I'll take it. I'll take it. No blocks, we'll just crack back. Wedding announcement. Draws a card. Do we play Naturalist into Ossification? No, we don't want to waste the Ossification. I know what I want to do. But I can't. We'll make sure we get our lands. And we might as well just do that. And I'll swing one here. Pass the turn. I mean, if he kills the companion, we can just replay the guidance later, so. Yeah, I haven't been going to physical Magic in a while, Milton. It's been very time consuming trying to keep up with the channels and stuff. Lots of responsibilities. In the back of my head, like, I plan to one day get back to going every week and going to all the pre-releases when they happen, but I gotta make sure I'm staying up on everything online first. Alright, he cuts down the companion, that's fine, for reasons we've already stated. Peacekeeper. Is he gonna name Haunting? name's Ossification. Can discard something. Well, this is perfect. We'll just discard the Ossification and get back the Ossification. Do we want Hallowed Haunting down? I think we do. And we'll grab a green here. And we'll swing. Four enchantments in play. Not too shabby. Alright, so Naturalist. Destroys the enchantment. Ooh. Day late and $1 short. Think we want to play the Brine Comber here. Grab the blue source. Swing in for 1. Got a 3/3 spirit because of the Brine Comber. Kaito, sure. Makes a dude. I think we probably got this one. Danitha lets us replay this without having to pay the alternate cost. Put it on Brine Comber, sorry. Play Lantern Bearer. We are not going to swing with the 5/5. At least not yet. Well, it would be a 6/6 because of Architect. He'd have to trade everything to kill it. I think that's actually probably worth it. Or he could double block the Architect of Restoration. That's the thing he could do too. Hello! Hello, Raxpax. How are you this fine warm day? I'm right there with you, Yuckfuzi. I am right there with you.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
I think he ran away. Esper Pac-Man ran away with his tail between his legs. Are there any ways to get Hallowed Haunting back from the graveyard? Like, easily, synergistically? Maybe Tolvada? Invasion of Tolvada? Repair and recharge. Yep, that would do it too. I think Tolvada might be better though, although that would require a 4th color, which probably isn't where we want to go with this. We'll hold this card up as something to potentially pitch. We'd like to bluff that we have some kind of interaction anyway, so it's better to stay in our hand than slam it. But Campus Renovation is an enchantment, so that's something. Oh god, we're not using Harness Snubhorn. Please God, no. Good God, no! I'll keep this. Brokers Hideout. We'll find a forest. Alright, we'll get rid of the damn Rot Priest. No poison counter for me, thank you. So do we go Ossification Haunting or Calix Ossification? That's really the question right now. Guess we kind of get to do all of the above. If he swings, we know he's got a trick that can kill Calix. Well, I'm just gonna see him snare it. Like, whatever, bro. Gotta just get it down. Take one turn off. Hopefully we only get 3 more poison counters and then we stabilize. We'll see. That Staff of Completion is going to be unfortunate. We could do 2 ossifications, I guess. Man, I really wanted to get Calix into play, though. Do it like this, and we'll try to race him. We're effectively at 10 life against his 18. It's not impossible. We play Brine Comber next turn, and we get to swing for 8. If we can play Brine Comber and an enchantment, we'll get to swing for 10. If that enchantment's an aura, we'll get to swing for 12. swing 10. He's got to kill us next turn or we've got lethal. There we go, baby. There is only the Brew Crew. Oh god. Both of my Calixes. I'll keep it. One will probably die to removal, so... Start with a headquarters. I think we Spirited Companion on 2. Force him to use some removal on it. We don't play the Naturalist because he will definitely just kill it. Alright, we go to 13. See, that's why going first is too good right now. I'm effectively starting at only 2/3 of my life total. Less than 2/3 of my life total. All I've done is play one land. It's a bit much, you know? Next turn we can play Naturalist Ossification. Although maybe we just want to play Calix. Gross. Oh, blocks. Can't afford to get super greedy right now. Get rid of you. No tax. If he doesn't kill the Naturalist, I think we're home free. Can't play Regatha, can't play the Raptor. Does put us in an awkward position though. No blocks. Go to 4. If he had the removal, he would have used it. So we'll swing in, gain 6 life, make a copy of Ossification. We'll eat a Swift Spear, and we'll put a counter on the Calix so it can't be lightning struck. Seems pretty good to me. I don't think he can win now. It's possible. Okay. We gotcha. The whole deck I think is sick. Mulligan. This one we can keep. We have to throw back one of the 3 drops, right? Do it like that. We'll do it like that. If we get lucky, we could do some sick things. We want to play Brine Comber on 3 and then have another land. Have a 4th land on 4 so that we can play Calix Audacity, and then it's just gross. That's what we're gonna try to do. That's what we're gonna try to do. Jukai Naturalist, sure. Spirited Companion, sure. Calix comes in. Put a counter on this guy. Audacity comes in. Oh, I was supposed to put it on the Brine Comber, so we can make another. But that's okay. We'll do it like this. If he wants to kill the Brine Comber, he's got to lose his Naturalist. I'm completely fine with that because we get to replay it. Put an Audacity on the Calix. Put a counter on the Flyer. He has to have removal for the Calix, and we're still in good shape swinging for 4 in the air every turn, even if he does. Nice. Alright, this is going to be a nutty turn. Go like this. Swing. Take action. Copy the Audacity. Put it on the Calix. Get another counter. Put it here. Things are looking glorious. I think we're gonna beat Selesnya enchantments. GX Fire. Generous Visitor. Jukai Naturalist. Just not enough, buddy. It's just not enough. Yep, we got you. We got him. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, you're gonna like mono dead when I'm done with you. Come on. 2 tap lands? Come on, man. We'll try it. We'll try it. Someone's got to try it. Why not me? Headquarters down. Alright, how much do you want to bet I play Light-Paws and then he plays Brutal Cathar? The only reason I don't care is because we have an Ossification. Yeah. But we would need to take out the Skrelv, right? Oh, he attacked with the Skrelv like a moron. Yo, we got the moron. We got him, bruh. You made a mistake. You made a big mistake. Swear to God, if he has Brutal Cathar number 2. Okay, that's fine. And he taps his Skrelv again. Hilarious. Hilarious. See, I really want to play Brine Comber or Calix. But I really think we need to play Auras on Light-Paws. +2, +1. 3, 4. Still wouldn't be able to survive. I think we're gonna have to take it slow. That Thalia is fucking annoying, though. Just have to let the Knight Errant through. Oh, he's still gonna play Thalia. I thought he was using up his mana and he couldn't play the Thalia. Got super excited for nothing. Oh, he's not playing it. He is not playing it. No blocks. He's got a pretty damn good board, though. Not gonna lie. Not going to lie. Gotta do it like this, I think. Five, 4. Fucking Ward. Ward just ruins my life. Ward just ruins my life. Thalia. That's fine. Attack with both of your Knight Errants. Just do it. Just shut up and do it. Go to 8, kill 1. Draw a card. Everything's gonna be okay. Alright? Alright. Four mana to use. Target a creature. Take action. Find the Raffine's Guidance. Trigger again. Trigger again. Take action. Nothing. Swing, swing. Let's see what he does. Gonna double block. That's fine, man. We're getting all of our value, bro. Take action. We're gonna copy the Ossification. Attach it to the island. We're gonna get rid of you. Put a counter on you. should be able to stabilize now. We need some life linking though. Definitely need some life linking. Nurturing presence. Let me think. Nurturing presence will make a 1/1. Brine Comber will make a 1/1. Swing with just you. Take action. If we copy the Brinebound gift, we can get 2 more 1/1s. Is that better than eating something with an Ossification? You see, we have 3 blockers. Yeah, I think we gotta do this time. Wait, why didn't I get 2? Well, maybe I'm wrong then. Let him through for 4 to kill the Skrelv, I think. He didn't enlist. Yeah. We definitely want to force him into a position where he can't use those counters to destroy our enchantments. Skrelv. We've got 5 mana. I should have played this first, I think. Yeah, we gotcha. Whew. That was a tough fought game. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.